What is going on? Back at Dave the Confused. Thank you so much for being here. This is a subject that I've been asked about by a bunch of people that follow this channel, from people that know my cousin Jesse V. I guess because this is something I talk about and I have a little bit of experience in, this is something that I get asked about on a semi-regular basis, and I figured I would just make a video about it and see how it goes. What are the telltale signs that something paranormal could be following you? Now, I just want to say, up front, right off the bat, if you experience some of these things, even more than one at a time, that does not mean you are necessarily being followed by something that's paranormal or supernatural or anything like that. These are just some things that happen, that occur in people's lives for a number of reasons. So please, if you watch this video and you relate to some of these things, don't think that you have a demon following you 24/7. That most likely is not the case. When I say most likely, I mean 99% of the time, that's not the case. Hopefully. By the way, please go check out our merch at Teespring. It is awesome, and a couple of awesome people that I know were sporting the merch in a little bit of a vlog on a different channel. You should probably go check it out. Maybe. Okay, so let's talk about some of the signs that you may feel or see or hear or smell, or any of the senses that could indicate that something may be attached to you in a supernatural form. The first one is current nightmares. Now, everybody gets nightmares. Literally everybody in the world gets nightmares. And I'm not saying you get a single nightmare and you're being followed by something. Not it. Nightmares can also be caused by a chemical imbalance or chemical change in your brain. Nightmares can be triggered literally by anything, by eating too much sugar before you go to bed, or by eating too much dairy before you go to bed. And these are all things that science has told us could cause a nightmare. The nightmares that I'm talking about are more specific, almost like a reoccurring theme or character or feeling in a nightmare. One that happens on almost like a bi-daily basis. For example, if you have a reoccurring nightmare of you walking in a really dark room and a hand reaches out and grabs you, that is something of a nightmare that may be caused by something supernatural. Usually it's a nightmare that would signify, give you almost like a clue or a taste of what might be causing these nightmares. And like I said, it's got to be on a very reoccurring basis. It wouldn't be a nightmare a month or 6 months or a year or something. It would be on an every night or every other night basis. And there's always going to be something in this nightmare that points to a direction of who might be causing it, leaving little subtle clues and hints, whether it be eyes or hands or sounds, them saying something to you, a specific word or phrase, everything like that. These are all signs that something different may be causing your nightmares. Another one is consistently feeling cold at irregular times of the day. So for example, if you're in your home and it's a warm day, or you have your heat on or anything like that, and you're in a totally comfortable temperature wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and out of the blue you get a massive rush of cold and you can't explain it. And I'm not talking like a chill down your spine. I'm talking, you almost see your breath cold. It hits you so quickly that you almost react to it incorrectly. And usually that means some sort of ghost or spirit is nearby. So kind of reacting to that may show whatever's causing that cold how you're going to react to them. And like I said, this has to be kind of a reoccurring part of your day as well. That you know, you're in your kitchen making a grilled cheese sandwich, and then out of the blue, it's like life around you became cold, and you see your breath, and you get goosebumps and chills, and you know, it's a full body experience, and it lasts for about 30 seconds. Another sign that something may be following you is marks on your body that are completely unexplainable. So for example, bruises or scratches or cuts or red spots. These are signs that something has physically touched you, probably when you're sleeping or not aware. Now, don't get me wrong, bruises and rashes and red spots and all these things more so have a medical reason behind them than anything else, right? Please keep that in mind, because I don't want you to find a bruise you don't remember getting, and then you're like, oh my god, there's a ghost following me. But that bruise may represent something else, like a medical issue that you may have. Prime example, I have a friend who consistently said that she felt like she was being followed by something. And one of the main reasons she felt that way is every once in a while she would wake up and have 3 scratches at a different part of her body. And this would happen like every other week. But I remember one time seeing the 3 scratches kind of on her collarbone. And then later on, like the month after, she had them on her thigh. And then I've also seen them across her like shoulder blades on her back. And they are consistently 3 scratches. So, like I said, physically, 9 times out of 10, it's very rare for, if something is kind of attached to you or following you, for them to leave such blatant, like, obvious clues such as this. But it does happen. Another one is, and this is mainly prominent to, as far as I know, ghosts or spirits, not necessarily like malevolent demons or anything like that. This is more so like a ghost thing, that they will rearrange items in your house or wherever they happen to dwell. So for example, if you have like a shelf in your room, and on that shelf you have a bunch of framed photos all in a row, you may leave the room to go to school one day and come back, and those photos are off your shelf and on your bed, or in a different arrangement on the shelf. People have said that they've come home to things in their kitchen that have been rearranged, magnets on their fridge that now spell something different, or their kitchen chairs stacked on each other, or books that have fallen off a bookshelf and slid across the floor. You know, for example, I remember for a long time at my house I lived in when I was growing up. I lived in that house till I was about 14. And my grandmother used to always think it was me and my sister that would go down and we would mess up things in her kitchen. Like, she always had, like, next to her microwave, had all these like a coffee container and a tea container and a sugar container and flour and all these things, right? And she would come back and all of them would, instead of being on a line, they would be in like a diamond shape on her countertop. And she always thought that was us. But it was never me and my sister that did it. And no one in the house would do that, right? And it only ever happened in my grandmother's kitchen. And that became an issue to the new owners of the house after we moved, And they literally asked us, was there something like that happening in the house beforehand? And ironically, my grandmother totally denied it. She's like, no, that's crazy, whatever. Because I think to this day, she thought, well, she's passed away now, but she always thought it was me and my sister doing it. So she never looked at it as something strange. But it was never me and my sister that did it. So those are some signs that may occur that may indicate that you may have something maybe showing a little interest in you. Like I said, please do not take any of what I've said today super to heart and to think that, oh, this happens and this happens, clearly I'm being followed, because that's 99% of the time not the case. It does happen. It's been recorded. You can look up signs that something could be following you. But all I'm saying is don't overreact right off the bat. Take some time. Now that you have this knowledge, maybe do some research if you are worried about it. If you're finding other things, talk to your doctors, stuff like that, before going the route of something paranormal and supernatural. But on that note, maybe don't rule it out. Right? Well, I'm Dave, still confused. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Check out our merch. Leave a comment below. And at least our dogs aren't werewolves. Peace. Please don't go, you're the one thing